Hi Cancer, here's a general look at your solar chart for June 2012. Now every year at this time the Sun goes into the sign before yours, which means an indrawing, an inpulling of energy, a kind of more private time for you where lots could be going on behind the scenes. So, and that's particularly up until the 7th. The energies could manifest as more of a pull towards things which are, nobody's business but your own, or to do with you nurturing yourself, to do with you healing. It can be like that too. It can be you inside of a little bubble. Maybe there's others in that bubble who are working for the common good in some way, or working perhaps for a common cause in some way. Or maybe it's simply you in that bubble. That's how you like it to be anyway. The energies tend to get you leaning in that direction. Maybe you're harking back to the past more. Maybe there's things that are reminding you about the past more at the moment. Perhaps there's something on the drawing board that you're working on, and sometimes you may not even be aware that you're working on things. You're not even aware that there is a drawing board, because the house that the Sun is in until the 21st is actually a karmic house. So anyway, your emotions or imagination will have the volume turned up, but then, the world doesn't go away, it's still out there, but that'll kind of at times tend to have the volume turned down on it, because you'll be more aware of your internal responses. Just don't let a passing mood distract you, or you set yourself up for a fall, because you are doing that knee-jerk response thing, which you always do, which always sets you up, or rather has you falling down the same old hole in the road. So just remember to sleep on something, or to count to 10 before you decide how to proceed. In fact, it's definitely the time for you to get more sleep, because this area where the Sun is until the 21st is about R&R, it's rest and recuperation. And the current position of the Sun is aspecting, or rather activating, an area of your solar chart which is about nurture. Now that can be you nurturing you, but also you being there and being seen as the nurturer for others even more. So it's about compassion towards others, kindness towards others, higher service. It's the house of higher service. So you may want to make more space in your life and set out, your boundaries over which others cannot pass, because there would tend to be more others kind of clamoring for your attention, or they want to lean on you. Maybe there's just one other that is just leaning on you. So you need those boundaries in place, and you need to be giving yourself TLC within those boundaries, and you should, whenever possible, just let go and let others take the strain, not always be on to it. Let me do this. Okay, fine. Because it's about indrawing energies, you see. This is also the area of the subconscious, and you can choose to perhaps use that beavering away in the background for artistic reasons, or it can be to do with helping others. It can also be to do with spiritual practice as well, meditation, yoga, tai chi and so on, and psychic stuff. But it's an emotional area too, as I say, so there might be quite a lot going on inside of you, and you need to make space in your day to hear that and to take your emotional pulse. But also, as I say, the knee-jerk response is more likely, so there might be a pivotal decision that you make which comes from just a reaction, and maybe that's not such a good idea. Also, inner frustrations could be bubbling up to the surface. So anyway, that's the kind of an outline of what might be going on, but it might not be like that at all. Now Venus has moved into a more background area until August. Venus is in this very long transit, and you could find yourself having to just more often put your own personal desires on one side, because you're more likely to be seen by the needy, whether that's many needy or one person who's needy, as being there for them to lean on, and maybe they just can't help it. But just make sure you separate the needy from the greedy, Cancer. You are Cancer, aren't you? Yes, I thought you were. And so your natural intuition and urge to nurture will very much be called upon, and it will be amplified, and you maybe find yourself helping others a little bit more, but also you could benefit yourself from others helping you, because this is the area of higher service, the same as where the Sun is going to be until the 21st. That's where Venus is, and that means that you are there to be helped and healed as well. And so getting out and doing things which just you love to do and absorb you and allow you to escape, really, just get away from it all. This would be a good thing to be doing with Venus in this area, and Venus is going to be in this area until way beyond June. She'll come out in August. Another way this can work is that a relationship is flourishing very nicely in the background, and yet another way it can work is that there's like this, longing, yearning thing going on, but it's not reciprocated. That's another way it can work. And really, with Venus in the background area, if that is the situation, it probably won't be time to put your cards on the table until August, if indeed you decide to do so, or if indeed you haven't moved on by that time. And also there could be you very much socializing with other people in a very sort of private background sort of a way, inside some sort of closed circle, and it's definitely, though, a time to be doing nice things for yourself in a quiet, low-key sort of a way, and nurture your body, your mind, and your heart. Now, Jupiter also moves into this area on the 12th and will stay there for 12 months. Jupiter's energy there will bring fresh opportunities for you to grow and learn through those areas, which are very, as I say, low-key, personal, private, spiritual, healing, background areas. Also, there's a lunar eclipse here as well on the 4th, and that will support improvement and new beginnings in this behind-the-scenes area, or artistic. Did I mention artistic? It is also an area to do with art and dreams as well. Anything around lucid dreaming and the like, and definitely to do with meditation. So the lunar eclipse on the 4th, that energy will help you to go in the direction that you want to be going in over perhaps many, many months in the future, if you know that already, because that would be easy, but you might be lucky, you might know the direction that you want to go in, because the eclipse energy is going to be working for you for about a month from the 4th. Now, until the 7th, your mind tends to become actively introspective. You're perhaps more sensitive to subtle energies. Your psychic side comes out more if you're aware of that. It can you can be your own worst enemy, though. You can sort of drop into bad habits. This is one of the things about where the Sun is at the moment, because you can just, in order to escape from maybe the pace of life, you just relax down into comfort food or comfort activities. And so anyway, you do what you need to do. We're all at different stages and we tend to sort of hop forwards and then fall back. So it's 2 steps forward and 1 step back. But anyway, just draw on your dreams, draw on your intuition, look around, feel the omens, see the omens. They are there, but you need to read your environment. And just get on with things behind the scenes. Perhaps getting something ready, preparing something would be a good thing to be doing. But actually feeling a little bit preoccupied and zoning out in the middle of a sentence or a conversation is more likely. Anyway, from the 7th to the 26th means Mercury then is in your sign, and that is really going to accelerate your mental processes and get you more in the now and more outgoing, even though the Sun will still be in that very background area along with Venus until the Sun will be there until the 21st. But it will be that you've got to attend to things, so more correspondence perhaps going on, comings and goings, travel, transport, vehicles may have your attention, communications equipment, any of these things, but you're definitely going to be more connecting with others, more in the flow of information exchange, and socializing could be related to business. There may be form filling to do, officials, maybe not, and also it will be important for you to express your thoughts and intentions clearly, but Mercury will probably underpin that, and just be accurate in what you're saying or writing, or in other ways, conveying to others, all as accurate as you can be. And then from the 26th, thoughts and discussions will have a practical slant, a very practical slant. Now, since last November, Mars also has been making a very, very long transit, activating the communications sector of your solar chart, and socializing for work or pleasure had been and will still be over the month of June, even though it is the last month of this transit, pretty demanding, and sometimes conflict can creep in there between you and someone. You can feel attacked, they can feel attacked, because really Mars is very bold and rather feisty, and you may have come across as a little bit over the top, because others may not be having the same sort of transit, you see. So you could have been mixing and mingling an awful lot more, meeting and greeting an awful lot more in person or over the wires, and that could have been for business or personal reasons, or both. And anyway, Mars is going direct now and is whizzing through the rest of that area, and will be out of there by around about the end of the first week of July. So during this time, you can be finishing things off to do with communication sector, media, making certain decisions around that, or around pursuing certain activities in a certain sort of style or way, or it might be about study. Mars in that area where there would have been great for study, but it can also be about teaching. You as the teacher, you as the peddler of whatever you're promoting. And overall, during the Mars transit, it would have been very, very good for you to be developing your speaking and writing skills, but your skills in other areas, other mediums of self-expression, because this is an area of creative self-expression, and getting your head around perhaps equipment that you can use to help you to do that, whether it's a paintbrush or a keyboard. And being very much with your ear to the ground, being very important at this time. But you could have felt overstretched at times. You still can, because it's now affecting you Cancerians born around about the 5th, 6th to the end of your sign. So the 5th, 6th of July until the end of your sign, which was somewhere around about the 21st, 22nd, I think. So you could have had lots of lists on your mind, schedules, and going more by the clock. It might have worked like that for you, or it might have been that you were coming across in a very bold, confident kind of way, sometimes a bit over the top, or maybe you didn't do that. Maybe you were just very enterprising and initiating things. Maybe you were very quick at wanting to get things off your chest, but also the Mars energy is not only going through you, it's coming at you. So you might have felt that others were being too bold, too bossy, too over the top with you, you see. And others may have seen you as impatient, hasty, self-centered, but then you might have seen others in that way. So that's the deal with Mars in that area there. Well, that's kind of a sort of a description of it. Now, from the 21st, the way could be clearer for you to pursue what's important to you personally, and then you start getting this woomph of the sun energy in your sign, and then that's going to be your birthday time. Now, here I've been speaking about the slow, faster moving inner planets, but you want to set this against the backdrop of the slower moving outer planets. So if you want to know what's going on with those, and you're getting a lot of Saturn and Pluto across your sign at the moment, which is quite important for you to know about, go to my website if you're not there already, and you can just read that, and you'll see which part of the sign those big hitters, as I call them, are affecting. Also, you might want to listen to the forecast for your rising sign or your moon sign, and just it'll subtract from or add to what I've said here, but just take on board what you can and chuck out the rest. And that's it for June. I'll see you the next time. Bye for now.